G'day everyone, episode 21, 5th of November 2013, Aussie Mac Zone. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. All right, we've got another big show for you. Lots of stories. Michael's put in a lot of homework this week and heaps of stories. So let's say g'day to him first of all while we're talking about him. How you doing, Michael?
Good, thanks, mate.
Good.
Good to be here, back and ready to go.
Good. That's good. All right. And so what's it been like in Sydney? All the fires have gone out, have they?
Yeah, less smoky, lot easier to breathe.
Right. Good. And Jace, how you doing, Jason?
Hey Glenn, hey guys, I'm doing very well.
Good to hear. No fires in Adelaide, is there? Everything's sweet?
Everything's sweet at the moment, yes, but I guess we're coming into that season, so that's something that we have to look forward to in Australia, I guess, unfortunately, during summer.
All right. And we welcome back this week Garth. Garth from his overseas cruise. He's wandering.
Mystery man.
Where did you sail? Where'd you go,
Where did we
Garth?
sail? We went out from Brisbane, so the normal sort of route around the Fiji, Noumea,
Nice.
Isle of Pines, those sort of places. Really good. I can. I've almost forgotten the taste of a dry martini with a lemon twist, but it's still lingering.
Did you put any weight on?
Just the odd 4 kilos or so.
Oh, jeez.
4.5, nearly 5.
Yeah, it's a bit like that.
It wasn't pretty.
Yeah. I went.
It was really good. It was great.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, cruises are good. You don't do nothing, do you? You just relax and, yeah, food's there and, so many things to do and drink and whatever else. It's great.
Moved from a wine tasting to a martini thing and to the pool and back again. And, it's great.
And your kids are all, they liked it? They occupy
Kids
themselves?
love it because,
Yeah.
And the great thing with the kids is they have all the kids clubs aboard. So it's for anyone out there, it's a really good, cheap family holiday. You know, in terms of looking after the kids and all that sort of stuff, it's great.
Yeah.
All your food. Yeah.
And how'd you go with no internet? How does that go?
Yeah, well, look, and it was just when the iPad event was on as well.
Yeah, right.
So I thought, oh, well, I'm out here. I could have got internet, 75 cents per minute or $100 for, I can't remember, 224 minutes or something.
Oh,
I thought,
wow.
you know what? I'm on holiday, bugger it.
Well, that's right. I think the last time I went on a cruise, the only time I went on a cruise was 2005. And look, I didn't have a smartphone and, the internet wasn't really prevalent, I suppose, in my mobile existence anyway. But, I suppose nowadays, if I was to go now, you'd probably have a bit of a withdrawal. I'm sure a couple of
I'd be
TUIs
looking for a Apple Store on ship. Did they have one of those, Garth?
They did not.
Oh, that's a shame.
And I restrained this year. Last year, I pretty much had an Apple Store on ship with me. But I restrained this year and just bought an iPhone and an iPad.
Yeah, nice. All right. Well, let's enough about Garth's wanderings, and we finally found him. We were wondering where you were, Garth. We go, where's Garth? Where's Garth? I haven't heard from him. Yeah, I know. And then I thought one week, you know what? He did mention something about a cruise. So there you go. We were right. I was going to come and knock on your door if we didn't hear from you this week, thinking, geez, what's going on around there?
Well, bloody lucky I turned up.
Lucky you didn't go away for 4 weeks, wasn't it? All right. So just look, last week we were talking about going over. No, we weren't. We were talking about upgrading OS X SX to Mavericks, and the big download, 5 gig download. It was for each one. We talked about on episode 20. So if you missed that, go and have a listen to that. We talked about how to get it onto a USB stick and insert it into all your little Apple laptops and computers around the house. So you only have to download it once. But anyway, so we got an email from David through the week who wanted to let us all know that on iiNet, all Apple downloads and updates are not included in your quota. So how good's that? So iiNet. So good on yous. I didn't know that. So that's good. And he also says thanks for the podcast, doing a great job. So cheers. That's good. iiNet. Did you guys know iiNet was Apple free? Apple free zone. Downloads free.
I wonder if that applies to Internode as well. And I used to be on Internode, but I guess I got seduced by the 100 meg Big Pond cable ultimate. But yeah, I was thinking that, I thought Internode offered some of that as well. And probably being in the iiNet family now, maybe that's something that's filtering through all those brands, which would be a good thing, especially if you're downloading 5 gig for your Mavericks update.
Yes. All right. So now where are we? Let's start off with the news, with a story.
Well, I'm thinking, Glenn, we probably want to start with a little something that got released last Friday in the Apple stores of the iPad Air. I'm not sure if any of the other guys managed to get your hands on one, but I made the sacrifice and went down to see what all the fuss was about.
Yes.
And it's literally like a big iPad mini rather than a smaller iPad. And I think, if you look at all the specs for it, its actually weight now is where they've slimmed it down is actually closer to the iPad mini than the iPad it replaced. So it is amazingly light, very thin, and it's I guess having an iPad mini, it's got that same form factor, the thinner bezel and the same design and back plate. So I wasn't really considering, because I've got a 4th generation iPad, getting one, but I haven't done it yet, but I might seriously consider it. Just the size is nice, and just the weight is just amazing how much smaller it is for the iPad compared to the previous ones.
The seductive powers of the iPad.
It's got me again.
Have come again. Yeah. No, it is a beautiful thing to pick up, isn't it? It is, like you say, exactly like an iPad mini, but with that 9.7-inch screen. It's amazing how much, half a pound, whatever is 0.4 of a pound, how much of a difference that makes to the experience of just holding that device. And I guess for a lot of people, how they would then use it, in terms of watching TV, lying in bed. I'd much prefer to be holding that and have that fall on my face than the old iPad.
We won't get into what you're holding in bed, Gar. It's a family show.
Or what may or may not fall on your face.
I'm talking iPad. TV. I don't know what you guys are thinking about.
So, Garth, are you going to add to your collection? End of the day, nuts and bolts, are you going to add to your collection? Why not?
Justify that, I'm not the only one in this relationship, I guess, and if I did add to the collection, maybe I would be the only one in this relationship.
So
I am wondering with the iPad Air, and there has been a bit of discussion around the Apple flavoured podcasts. Are we going to be looking next year at, so why call it the iPad Air? Is there going to be maybe an iPad Pro or something like that? I don't know, Michael, have you heard anything, or what are your thoughts around that?
They must have named it the iPad Air for a reason. And when you look at the rest of their product line, you'd have to think that there must be going to be a Pro version coming.
Yeah, I tend to think that, because, you've got the Mini, you've got the Air, and, what about the professional version that's... that's... I'm not sure. Would they go a larger form factor? I mean, there's always lots of rumours out there, and there was that rumour of a 12-inch size of screen. I'm not sure what the use case would be for it, but you'd be able to get a whole lot of computing and battery power into something with a 12-inch screen on it, though, that would fit the Pro market.
I'm thinking they're clutching at straws with that rumour.
Yeah.
I think they called it an iPad Air because it feels like freaking air to pick up. You know what I mean? It's a huge weight difference. It fits nicely in with the Mac Air sort of branding as well, I guess. That's one of the rooms I don't hold much credence to, the Pro.
Unless the Pro will be a circular one in line with the Mac Pro, the circular iPad.
It's like a baseball.
You've got to keep rotating it to make sure you see all the screen. It's sort of just...
Or like a ninja star.
Yeah.
They'd be basing it on their new Cupertino headquarters. Is that what they're basing that design on?
Yeah, that's right.
The round one?
Yeah,
the spaceship. Yes.
We all get model spaceships, model Cupertino.
Well, they're building the spaceship, and isn't Google building all of those barges to run data centers or party boats, depending on what you listen to? So there's meant to be some war. So Google will have their stuff on the water, Apple will have their spaceship, and there will be war between them.
Google's got the balloon. Oh.
Yes, fire off the bow and all that. All right. So the Air, very good, very good. I went over and I picked one up. Not bought one, but picked one up. And, they were pretty light. They were pretty good. And I've probably changed my mind a bit about the smaller the iPad minis, because because I go to bed and I'll read my iPad and I'm thinking, that little mini, that could come in handy. That might be a bit lighter. Might not fall on my face as hard. when I dot off. Okay. So
some of the benchmarks have got it at 90% of performance boost, but that's a big boost.
Yeah, given it's got smaller and the battery power in the testing that we've seen from a few of the sites is they've made some changes. I guess the process is more efficient. That they're still looking at around 13 hours battery time for it, which is pretty amazing, really.
Yeah,
it's extraordinary.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. So, was anything else released last week that we need to mention, or was that it, Jace?
We're just waiting on the iPad Mini with Retina display, and that's still coming later in November. So
now,
maybe on the 30th we'll see that one.
And Michael, have you got your phone yet?
No, not yet.
When's that coming in?
I've still got mine.
Thank you.
So you're
got to be 3 weeks away.
So you're waiting
about 3 weeks now. So
you're waiting for it to come by post.
No,
carrier pigeon.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
It's a tall ship with your iPhone on it now.
They'll deliver it to. I don't think it'll be post; it'll be courier.
Right.
So,
because I know someone that has got the 5S, ordered the 5S as well, and it's just come into the Apple Store. So there was a little delay, but apparently he's got his now. So the courier, whoever you went through, geez, ring him up.
That's the difference between working with an Apple Store and working with a third party.
Yes. So
it applies to all resellers. Even Apple resellers have the same problem, don't they?
Well, I suppose they're going to stock their stores first, aren't they? All right, let's move on to an interesting story. Well, interesting headline at least. The Western Digital external hard disk drives. Oh, disk drives, don't you love it? The hard drives having data loss, I guess that's supposed to be. Loss issues. Show notes, come on. Data costs. What's this?
Just testing.
Yeah, having data loss issues on OSS Mavericks. Well, what is going on here? Michael, what's happening? You'd be the one in the know with this.
Well, apparently Western Digital have been emailing their customers saying that if you're using Mavericks, to be aware and that they're trying to sort out the software issue on the Western Digital. So it's not a Mavericks issue as such. It's something to do with the software.
Right. So
I don't know much more than that.
So the software on these, so the Western Digital drives. So do you mean like these external drives that come already loaded with I don't know, backup software or whatever they come with? Like you don't think you can just format them and away they go. Does the software mean that the software is actually the software that is built into the drive that makes the drive work is incompatible? According to Western
internal controllers or whatever.
Yeah.
According to Western Digital,
I don't know whether it's on the firmware side or the actual, whether it's Western Digital's own backup software. I don't know. I've only just been made aware that they are notifying people.
Okay, that's no good. Yeah, so I suppose if you got a Western Digital external hard drive and you're having some data loss issues, stop pulling your hair out. It's not your fault.
Yeah, it's not you.
That's right. Go and talk to Western Digital and see what they have to say. Look, if you keep update on their site, they're probably going to push out a firmware update or something. So, yeah, just make contact with Western Digital. But that's a terrible... That's terrible. That's business destroying, isn't it? Really. So, because if you had one of those, you would never buy Western Digital again. I don't think. Yeah, I'm a bit of a Seagate person. I like Seagate, but then I've got WDs as well, but not externals. I've never liked how they package them up in the little hard case externals. I've never liked them. I don't know why, but I just don't like them. I prefer something that you can just format and yourself and just get crazy with it. All right. Where else?
Okay. We'll let you get crazy with your hard drives and sleep it.
You'll be holding it in bed.
I'm great. Oh, yeah. Something else to flop on my face. All right, now what else are we doing? Jace, where else are we going? Anyway,
Well, why not some Angry Birds? So there's surprise, surprise. I guess Rovio aren't making enough money at the moment, so we've got to come to another version of Angry Birds. So it's a crossover, I guess, between Angry Birds and Puzzles and Dragons. So there's going to be a Angry Birds themed dungeon version available from November 18 through to December 1. So a limited edition. Right. And I guess you'll get to this time challenge Angry Birds as enemies in the dungeon, as a contrast to, I guess, to their previously being the heroes role. So yeah, okay. I guess those familiar with it and enjoy both of those games, I guess it's a bit of crossover.
Yeah, the annoyed avians. What's an avian? Is that like a bird? Is that what it is? Oh, yeah, avians. Oh,
it's a fancy name for a bird.
Yeah, right. Oh, no,
Listen, mate, get your English skills on. And...
yeah, these fancy articles people write, I don't know. Got to look the dictionary up every 5 minutes. Now, Jace, can you tell me when you need a slide, please? Because I can't tell which ones go with what. So if there's a slide for any of these stories,
there's a slide for Angry Birds.
Oh, that must be this one. That's that one.
Yes, it's got the one that's got Angry Birds written on it. Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah. Oh, I can't read it. Yeah. I can't read them back here because they just come up too small, and I just don't know which one belongs to which story. So you can give me the nod that there's one there, and I could probably make it out. All right. What else? What else have we got? Apple is readying updates to Safari, iBooks, Remote Desktop, and Mail. Garth, did I hear you talking about this? Or not really?
You may have. I'm not sure. The only thing I would have been speaking about is iBooks. So from an accessibility point of view, there's a heap of unlabeled buttons. So you're going in there, it's like button, 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 which is not really helpful when you're trying to navigate the thing. So yeah, I guess it feels a little bit underdone. I suppose in Mavericks, but they've got it's heaps of stuff in Mavericks, I suppose, where Game Center, for example, still having the whole felt. They didn't run out of all the green felt after all, apparently. Right. So there's lots of little things through Mavericks, I suppose, that there's just so much to update, and there's only so many developers they've got working on it, I suppose. So some things are bound to be a little bit not quite there yet. So yeah, bug fixes coming for a number of different things according to 9to5Mac by the looks of it.
Now, Remote Desktop is one of them. Yeah. Sorry, Jace.
Oh, I was just going to say, and mail thing. I gather most of us are probably Gmail users. Yeah, it's Apple Mail, which I use, has gone a little bit funky with Gmail. They did make some changes around the mailboxes, and I guess it stems from the fact that Gmail is a bit funky in the way that it does IMAP as well. It follows its own rules a little bit, and IMAP was sort of an afterthought. And I guess I'd always had the all-mail mailbox allowed, and that did do some things that I think effectively ended up with 2 copies of mail messages being downloaded. But Apple now, in theory, working with Gmail to know that how all mail works and to do some matching so you don't bring down 2 versions. But yeah, mine's gone a little bit funky, and I've got 4 accounts, or between our family, we've got 4 accounts, and there's been a few weird things happening. I've managed to massage most of them out or work around most of them, but listening to the podcasts and looking on the blogs and Twitterverse, there does seem to be a fair bit of discussion around Gmail compatibility with mail. So if they're coming with a mail update and talking around helping around Gmail, that would be very welcome.
So I've got 3 different Gmail accounts on this install of Mail, and I haven't had any issues at all. Yeah. So some people are experiencing, some are not. It's all working just normally for me as far as I can tell.
I've got it working okay now. I sort of had to just do a little bit of cleaning up and a little bit of playing around with some of the settings. But that being said, it could have been a coincidence that occasionally Mail did used to have a bit of a spit, and I sort of had to sort of go and do a bit of a reorganize of the database almost just to get things working again, where it started doing weird things. You go to send a message, and even though the sender ID was right, it was sending from another They wanted to send from another mail account. All that good stuff all mail users
once in a while,
used to.
jump onto next or something.
I think that's why I went to. I got the Gmail app because the mail one, sending from different accounts wasn't really doing it for me, and so the Gmail one was at the time, and I've just kept that with that one. I think I've got mail on there, but I'd use the Gmail one. All right, cool.
And they were talking about there's a product called Airmail, which apparently works with Mavericks and Gmail correctly all the time. It doesn't have that doubling up issue and downloading twice as much information issue. So just be aware of that. Airmail.
It might be worth a look. I'll see what the update looks like, and if it's if it's still not good, I might have a look.
Yeah. All right, Michael. What else have you? What tweaked your interest this week, news-wise?
There was so much, but I like the idea that AT&T said that they had a 200% increase compared to last year's launch for the iPad.
Yes.
The number of people using it.
Yeah.
Although that was pretty good, straight up.
Yes, well, 200%, that's a lot, isn't it? Because I think, last year would have been... Well, last year, what was that? The iPad Retina came out, is that right?
Yeah.
No, that was the year before, because that was version 3, generation 3 of the iPad, wasn't it? That was the first Retina. And then last year it was just Gen 4 was just a processor bump.
So, it's funny. The third gen, they called it third gen and had Retina, and the fourth one was the second one they called it. Then they called it Retina. Sort of things.
Yeah.
So it says here in this story that AT&T has released a statement on iPad Air launch activations attributed to CEO Ralph de la Vega. What does that mean? That he's responsible for the increase in the things? Or is he responsible for the statement?
No, he's the chief executive officer for AT&T.
So what's he got?
I think the comments are attributed to him.
Oh, gee, I can't understand these articles. Oh, they must be too intelligent for me.
First avians and now attributions.
Attributions.
It's all happening tonight.
Yeah, because I thought, okay, I'm just looking at the article and it's going, look, they've attributed it to the 200%. They've attributed it to something big. And I'm like, it's Ralph de la Vega.
No, unless that's the CEO of AT&T because he's got so much money. He personally bought so many iPad Airs.
That's right. He might have. He might have. He might have had to get. He might have needed like 100,000 activations to get a bonus. It was cheaper for him to go and get 100,000 himself to get his bonus.
So personally attributed to him.
That's right. iPad activations on AT&T increased more than 200% over the past 3 days. 3 days compared to last year's launch weekend, driven by customer excitement around the new iPad Air and the popularity of AT&T mobile share. Well, good luck to them. And so we also saw strong demand. Oh, who cares? AT&T, good on you. Yeah. All right. Yeah, but that is interesting. I wonder
just the numbers. That's still a lot of still a lot of iPads.
Oh yes, and that you could probably say that's probably fairly replicated probably across the other telcos in the US and probably across the world. You would imagine if they're going to get excited about it, I'm sure everyone else is. All right, Jace, where you want to take us?
I can take us to the next slide if you like, Glenn, around Nike and use of the M7 coprocessor. So really around that coprocessor, which is meant to track movement. Nike have released their Nike Plus Move app, which works with the M7 coprocessor to convert your movement into Nike Fuel. And I guess from there, it's almost a game, I guess, in when you do your activity, and indeed it works with Game Center, so you can work to beat your daily average, compete against friends, and I guess do all the graphing and funky things around where you move through the day, breakdowns of walking, running, and other movements. So, as we suspected, that coprocessor is coming into use around that exercise type activity, and this is the sort of rumor, I guess, which is meant to move into a wearable device that that's probably the iteration of where all of this is going.
Now,
so maybe a view of things to come.
Now, Michael, you can't get that app, okay? So don't try. Don't worry about it.
I hear you haven't got your phone yet, Michael. Is that right?
Note, iPhone 5S is required to get motivated with Nike Plus Move. Well, I can download that app now, so I might just do that.
Show us how easy it is, Chase. Show us how it works. Good stuff.
At least you've got one coming, Michael. I haven't even got one coming, so,
No. What are you running, Garth, a 5?
5. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I'm happy with the 5.
Yeah, they're good enough, isn't it? Jeez.
Yeah, that's right.
That's great.
Jeez.
Oh, look, after my...
Well, it was good enough until Nike released their app.
Yeah, well, now I might need it, yeah.
Yeah. So the Nike, they've got...
When you're running around the boat.
Yes.
So there's...
Hey, you can do quite a lot of laps around the top of one of those buckets.
So no matter what your age, weight, or gender, the same activity earns you the same amount of Nike fuel. So So anyway, so they make it into a game, which is probably pretty good. Get people motivated, and yeah. So Nike used to have the little thing that you wear. Is that still going, or is it the Maths co-processor or the M7 co-processor that's sort of done away with the extra hardware?
That's something a little bit different. So that's the fuel band, and that's, I guess, in that market of wearable fitness devices like the Fitbit, etc., which is a whole almost meme at the moment around people buying them and using them. So it, I don't think replaces it so much as
right. It's just something else.
It's something a little bit slightly different. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah, they seem to be quite. I can see a few people wearing the Fitbits, and haven't seen so many fuel bands. But it's all the rage at the moment with those young ones.
Yeah, well, those young ones, yeah, you know those ones. The ones with the long hair and the foul language, yeah, them ones. All right, now the iOS 7 remote app. Now, I think I just mentioned that just a little bit before, but look, here's some more information on it. The remote is designed to be in perfect sync with the new iTunes. Oh, good. It is simpler, easier, and gives you new ways to browse your library and see upcoming songs with Up Next. With just a few taps on your iPad, blah, blah, blah. So it looks like it's going to be easier to sync with your Apple TV. I wonder, did you got the Apple TV. Yeah, do you use the remote, Jace? Like the actual physical remote that comes with the TV, or did you just chuck it in the drawer? I
chucked it in the drawer because I guess the main one that I use, I've got an IR repeater and a programmable remote. So I've got a Harmony that's that works throughout the house over RF that you can control sort of all the bits back in central control from that remote. But I'm actually looking, we've discussed this on podcasts before, I'm in the process of converting that over to using the iPhone and across the IP network with another app called Roomy. But I do use the remote app from Apple to control the Apple TV as well, because Apple don't release their IP control to anyone else. So it works quite well as a remote control of the actual, as replacement, I guess, to the handheld one, as well as a remote control from the sense of viewing material that's on there and running things remotely, starting your music or starting your program.
Yeah, because I know I chucked mine in the drawer because I didn't use it, and then about 6 months later, I thought, I better take the battery out. So if you've done that and you chucked it in the drawer, make sure you take the battery out so it doesn't just explode and acid goes all through.
Yeah, get all yucky.
Yeah, that's right, because you never know. One day you just might need that manual remote, the physical remote for the Apple TV. So the features of this new remote app, which I think came down, for me, it came down today. I downloaded it this morning. It came up as an update. So control iTunes, Apple TV from anywhere in your home. You'd have to be in front of your iTV to be Apple TV to be changing it, wouldn't you? You couldn't be in the toilet. A simplified look with new
No,
ways.
No, you can be. It's cross IP.
Yeah, it's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but you won't
There you
know
go.
what you're
Wi-Fi.
doing.
Yeah.
But you don't know where you are on the
Well,
screen.
you can hear it, maybe. Look, Glenn,
You can
don't
turn the
tell all those
music
people
up
out there who want to change their TV from the toilet that they can't. Okay.
You can turn the volume up so you don't make
Well,
any
it's completely
weird
up to
noises.
Well, I suppose you could you could do that as well. Oh, it could come in handy then. See upcoming. Yeah, we said that. See all songs in an album. Yeah, blah blah. So it looks like it's going to be good. Browse, listen to, and control your iTunes Match library on Apple TV. Pause, rewind. What's nothing too exciting about it.
I think it's just added a few more things and a lot of stuff that you could only do in iTunes on the computer previously has been added in. So around controlling volume on each speaker independently and sending stuff to different AirPlay speakers and whatever, it's now looks like you can do it all in the remote app, which is nice.
Yeah, keep your eyes for that one. Yes, Michael, will you say?
It's still, I think it's still, the most important thing is you can type so much easier on your phone when you've got to enter your password to iCloud.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
That's just there's nothing else to it.
No, that's right. Yeah,
It's just easy using a fingerprint, I find.
Thank you.
I'm sick of all this password stuff. A bit over that.
Now
You're so 2012, Michael.
Now, can I just throw in a question? This is just off the bat because I've just thought of it. Now, I've been having trouble hooking my phone up to Bluetooth in the car. Now, I just want to know if there's a secret to it, or if there's any little tricks that you might know of. I've paired them. Okay, so pairing's okay. I can answer okay. So then I can hear the person through the car speakers, but they can't hear me. And I'm sure that the microphone in the car stereo is supposed to pick me up. I'm not sure. I'm not going through the phone's microphone, am I? With the Bluetooth call, because it's not working anyway.
You shouldn't be if the car supports that. I guess the first thing would be, has it worked for another phone? Like, have you actually seen it working to, I guess, rule out that the issue isn't with the Bluetooth support in the car itself. Bluetooth is quite problematic, and I know between our cars, you'll get it working, then it will do something weird, and I have to actually delete all the devices and re-add them again because it just gets itself in a knot sometimes.
Yeah. So, but as far as you know,
has it ever worked though?
No. Because I've gone to other people's cars and paired their phone up with their car, and it's sweet as a nut. But I just can't. I can hear people through the car. I can't speak to people. I've got to get the phone, take it off, and put on the phone speaker.
Yeah. Oh, I guess the thing would be that if you haven't seen your mic work before, that could be a possibility. Maybe try it with another phone.
Yeah.
So, some cars have a microphone in the car or with the Bluetooth kit, but most stereos, I'm not aware of stereos that actually have a microphone.
Oh,
so
right.
it uses the microphone in the phone, but plays the audio from the other person through your stereo.
But then the person still should be able to hear me. So
it depends where your phone is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sitting on it, so they should be. I was going to say something else. Sitting on it's close enough. But yeah, so yeah, look, I'll try another.
It was
phone.
good enough for the Fonz.
Well, hey. Yeah, so look, I'll try again. I've gone out there twice, and I only did the other day. I've gone right. I've got the manual, and I went step by step by step. I can't get it going. But anyway, so it might be a busted, stupid stereo. I should have probably looked at it earlier than this. But anyway, that's my problem. Garth, have you got anything you want to talk about this week that sort of you're interested you?
Not burning. Only new sort of app I've had in the last little while is a new game called Papa Sangre. Well, it's Papa Sangre 2. It's the second install in this franchise. one of these games you put the headset on and you're in a deep, well, you're dead basically, and all you can do is hear what's going on around you. And it's a 3D world, so as you can either spin around yourself and you can hear the 3D world move around you,
Right.
and you've got to walk through and do various things like that. So it's really good. You can either use the gyro in the phone, so physically move around, or you can just swipe on the screen and you take footsteps on the phone by tapping the screen. Fun app. Really
what
fun
did you
app.
say? Papa Smurf? What was it called?
No. Papa Sangre. So PAPA.
Papa Smurf.
Smurf. And Sangre. Like Spanish for blood or something like that.
Okay. And
it's a word that means blood. SANGRE.
Oh,
something like that.
Okay. Well, that sounds interesting. I might give that one a bit of a go. I don't know how long it'll last on my phone, but that sounds interesting. Michael, anything else where else did you want to go today?
Oh, you're just there's some reports that say the new Retina MacBooks have still got the ghosting issue that was with the last year's Retina MacBook. So that's not very good.
No. So what is that? What was that, Jace?
I was looking at getting one of those too. I think it's on the 13-inch, aren't they, say, Michael? And in what I've heard about it, it seems to be, depending on what panel you get, there's two panels that go in, either the LG or the Samsung, and I think one is good and one is bad.
Yeah, that's the report. And when you take it in and get it exchanged, and there's a test that is run now, an image persistence test, and basically you just put an image on and then take it off and see if it's still there when you look back at the screen after you've actually changed what's on the screen.
Yeah,
but their retention, they're talking, it's not like seconds though, isn't it? They're saying it will actually sit there for minutes, so it's a pretty obvious problem.
Yeah.
So is it like
that's the problem? It's there for minutes and minutes, not straight away.
Is it like a screen burn? Is that what it is? You can see the previous picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Jeez. Yeah, that's no good. So even if the pixel lights up again with a different, obviously with a different color, there's obviously still some shadowing effect going on. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's got the grey background. Doesn't help apparently. So
what do they do? They give you a new screen or something with last year's models?
Get a panel exchange, but it's still potluck about which panel you get.
Oh dear. Yeah, right.
So then you have to take it back again and again till you get the right panel. Yeah. Hopefully you finally get one.
Yeah, they should pay you petrol money, I think, when you have to keep doing stuff like that. You should put a claim in. I just put a claim in that's 50 cents a kilometre. I've probably done about 50 kilometres. Well, they should.
I've had the problem for a year. They shouldn't have it again.
No, and they got problems
with
and they got problems with a bad batch of iPhone 5Ss, I think, as well. They reckon about 1,000 was a bit dodgy for some reason or other. So geez, quality.
1,000's nothing out of 35 million, is it?
No, well, it's not a lot, but it's still a problem. So I suppose there's a bad batch going around, but I don't know. You didn't hear this quality control issues when Steve was around. Only aerials. That's the only problem.
You're holding it wrong.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't their fault anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe Michael, maybe one of those 1,000 was on its way to you, and they sort of thought, we'll bring that back.
Yeah,
that must be what it is.
That's what it would have been. Or its compass was off course. That's why it didn't find its way to you. All these. Yeah, all these little things all go into the mix, don't they? Now, look, this week, where's my card? Here it is, right here. Now, this week, we have a winner of an iTunes $20 gift voucher, and that's all thanks to ithelpforyou.com.au. Now, let me change my screen here, and we'll tell you who that winner is. It is from Mernda Man. Good on you, Mernda Man. It's iTunes review up on the Aussie Mac Zone. Good stuff. That's all you have to do to win a $20 iTunes gift voucher. So great show. Thanks. Great show. Always look forward to hearing it. They've got a great sense of humour and keep the tech talk easy to understand. Thanks, guys. Keep it up. Thanks, Mernda Man. That's really good. So will you give me an email? and with your details, your address, and probably your real name. I don't want to send Moon the Man through the post, so just give me
Mr. Moon the Man.
Sounds like some
So
sort
you can buy a copy of Papa Smurf from the iTunes store.
That's right. Just look for the blue logo, and send me your details, and we'll send you the gift voucher. Cool, good stuff. So if you want one, that's all you have to do is just write an iTunes review. Easy. All right, now maybe let's do another couple of stories because I'm not sure how long we've been going because my clock's stuffed up. So let's do another couple of stories. There's always something got to stuff up every week. This week it's the clock. So, something as simple as a clock. Let me pick one out. I'll pick one out of here. What's this one here? The Mavericks uses ambient light sensor data to detect movement. Oh, echoes. The ability to spin down where's that coming from? Has someone not muted whatever they're doing? The ability to spin down a Max hard drive, turn off its display, or put it to sleep based on whether or not it's actively in use has long been a part of OS X. But until now, it was based solely on mouse and keyboard input. Maverick reportedly brings the ambient light sensor. Right. Okay. Cool. So there you go. The ambient lights to detect movement. So if it doesn't detect any movement, it's going to put the computer to sleep. That's pretty cool.
It's watching you. Or it can see you in bed with your iPad saying, come over, use me. Why use the iPad? I'm feeling lonely.
I'm feeling lonely.
Well, what are we doing? All right. Anyone got anything else that they want to talk about this week? I think
that wraps up most of
my other one was the September quarter sales issue where Apple improved by 7% in Australia, and that's before they released the new one that they can't deliver me.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. That was the old model that sold 7% increase over the quarter. So
yeah, right. So that's not bad.
That's amazing, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
The December quarter is going to be very big for Apple because really they're going to see the full effect of the new iPhone and obviously the iPads and whatever pent-up demand there is for Mac Pros. I mean, people seem to be genuinely excited about them for the price they're selling. Probably don't need to sell too many to be making a fair bit of coin on them.
Mm. Yeah, well, I suppose coming up to Christmas and everything, that's what happens, isn't it? People are just going to go crazy.
Absolutely, yeah.
I was going to say buy 5Ss, but maybe just order them at this stage. And here's an interesting one.
I've tried that.
Over each of the last 5 years, Samsung and Microsoft spent more on advertising than Apple. In 2012, Samsung spent more than 4 times as much as advertising than Apple. Samsung's product lineup is more expansive, but yeah, there you go. So, because I remember when, if you listen to Aussie Tech Heads on the other podcast, Shane, he's just been over the US, and he just said that all you saw was Microsoft ads all day long, all day, all night. So, but Apple sells itself, doesn't it? You're either in the Apple universe or you're not. So, that sells
Does it break
itself.
down though? Is that just Samsung advertising? Because obviously Samsung sell a fair range of products. I mean, they've got fridges, TVs, etc. So it probably wouldn't be surprising, especially in consumer electronics, which are very competitive. It's not just phones and computing that they're competing in. They've got a lot of segments in the market. So
even Coca-Cola.
You've really got to do these figures, don't you, to understand? Okay, what are they really telling us with these figures? Because depending on which side of the fence you want to fall on, you can find the appropriate set of figures to back you up.
Yeah.
Yes,
what I want to know is what are HP advertising? Do they have anything?
No, they're Palm Pad or whatever they call it. Whatever
HP,
whatever that was. Maybe they got a printer or two.
They still do good printers. Yeah, maybe that's all there is. I got a HP printer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I never sort of went that way with printers. I always went down.
It is. I got a color laser printer from HP. So kudos to them.
Oh, all good as long as you're happy. Oh, look,
5S man.
See, their advertising is working.
Apparently it is, yeah.
Yeah, Jason's got a 5S tattoo, but don't tell Michael. Now,
I won't tell you where.
oh, okay. Now, look, I think that's about it. Unless anyone else had any other stories that they wanted to bring out. Look, like, there's more here, so they'll be in the show notes. If you want to,
they'll be up on the website for people to view at their leisure.
At their leisure, and don't forget the Aussie Tech web hosting as well. If you're looking for a website host to put your blog or your business site on, jump in there and have a look. Websites or web hosting from $5.95 a month, and it's pretty good stuff. athwebhosting.com.au, and also, yeah, don't forget the iTunes voucher. Look, I've got a graphic of that as well. Oh, there we go. And Jace is always also I'll get it out. Also giving us a where you can find us on the internet there. And I know the audio people won't know, so it's I'm on the Twitter at Glenn Goodman. Jason's at Jason Walmsley with a Y. Garth is at iBlindTech, and Michael is at PO Box something because he's not on the Twitter. And Facebook, yeah, facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads. All right, so I think that just about wraps up another episode. So welcome back, Garth. Good to have you back. Good to hear that you had a good time.
Nice to be back, boys.
Overseas and all that sort of stuff. And we hope to see you. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. Be back to
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Time.
Yep. All right, good stuff. All right, thanks, Jace. Thanks, Michael. We'll see
you
guys next time.
Good show.
Thank you. Yeah, good.
And hopefully we'll see you guys too on the downloads next time through iTunes. Both video is on iTunes at a standard def or on the YouTube at a higher def. So get it any way you please. So until next episode, it's bye for now. Ta-da.